as the month of October goes on, today's October the 1st, and I have made a statement that is on a previous video that our legislative delegation and the other elected, like Scottsboro City Council, Scottsboro City officials, are like the Philistines, and they have attacked. And there's some information that I would know that possibly a lot of you people wouldn't know. It's a subtle attack on a lot of people, but it happened to get not as subtle for me, and I feel like this is worth sharing. I've had several people ask me what's going on, and I haven't said much or made much of this public, but there are a lot of other things that have happened there, over the years, but probably this election on November the 3rd in North Alabama, and probably the state of Alabama, has come to a focal point. Now, the upfront talk will always be by politicians, we're going to bring jobs. But if you'll notice, on most of the politicians that we have elected in this end of the state, not any of them have ever had anybody work for them. Not any of them have ever had a business, never made a payroll. The ones of us that are out here working, we haven't got time to do all of that. We don't feel like we've had time. So what we've had is a gradual migration, in my opinion, to a group of people that have gotten in these positions by popular vote, but our choices haven't been good. And I'll take some blame. I own 4 companies, negotiating now for the 5th one. I don't have time, I didn't think, to participate in a lot of this. But now I've got time. I can look at my earned income and how it's disposed of, and probably 80% of it now goes to the government and to its monopolies that it has come up with, and their, I guess, inefficiency. We get power increases and water increases and everything. That's to pay for all the new trucks last year. I don't get new trucks. I know some of the big companies here in town, they're owners, and they're like me, they drive a 10-year-old vehicle. But we've gotten this thing flipped, I guess, in my opinion, as a worker and a businessman, that when I think now, after listening and watching, that these politicians are saying jobs, they're talking about maybe restaurant jobs or dealer jobs. Now that brings me to the point of what this is about right here. I think I can tell you that I feel, from the tip of my toes to the top of my head, that the biggest issue in the 2010 election in the state of Alabama is about that barge terminal right there and 4 other places to put main major gambling casinos in the state of Alabama. This barge terminal belongs to me. I haven't been able to use it for 52 months since I've owned it because of the legislative people, the city of Scottsboro officials. Their inside guy had an option on it. He didn't buy it, and I bought it. I didn't know the plans of the gambling czars, which we have one of the biggest ones here in our territory. From what I understand, then right here is a barge terminal. Right here's 8 dolphins, they call them. Tie barges up to them. Tunica, Mississippi, right there. Now you guys that are sitting out there and drinking your beers and waiting on your welfare checks, y'all probably not going to go vote anyway. But there's some of us that are going to go vote, and we don't want gambling in our community. We don't want it in our state. Now, I'm going to show you a list of all the good things that come out of gambling. See that sheet of paper? That's a list of all of the good things that can come out of gambling coming to the state of Alabama and to Scottsboro and to the barge terminal. There's nothing on it. Now, these gambling czars, they're part of our legislative delegation. But we're going to stop them. Just like David reached in and got the stone, stopped. Now, the reason probably that I understand and know a little of this, and it took me 4 years. I didn't learn it overnight. Information's been just dribbling in. And I sat here, didn't know what was going on and why it was such a extreme, why it was such a problem. But what I did is this island, this Goosebump Island. And the gambling czars that are in our legislative delegation have sold the city on, look at the revenue. We bring a gambling facility here, then all of this land will sell to Atlanta, Chicago, or wherever, Atlanta, Chattanooga, Nashville people. They'll bring all of this money in, and we'll have dealer jobs right there, and restaurant jobs right there. But one of our delegation took this 2,400 acre island. It was industrial. It could have brought 10,000 jobs, industrial jobs. Volkswagen on this end, Subaru on this end, and turned it into a residential area to support their gambling facility right there. 60 days. If they pass gambling and they get the right people elected in 2010, November the 3rd, in 60 days they can tie barges up right there. And the reason they want that, I've just found out, is it's on the river. The river means that they can have everything, not just slot machines. They can have all of that stuff. Blackjack, dice, all of the things that go with it. It can be full-fledged. And the proposal that one of our delegates and our delegate has got up to put out, and he's been pushing it, trying to push it through the Senate, is that there won't be but 5, and they'll have to be $50 million investments. And the big thing that they're going to sell us on is they're going to regulate it, and we're going to get all these taxes. The mafia runs them. How are you going to tax a slot machine? That's a joke. But we've been electing jokes for a long time. $30,000 a year, going up to 50 now. A man can't raise his family. He's an infidel to take a job as an Alabama House of Representative or a senator. On top of the table, 30 to 50,000. It's got to be under. You got to be a political reptile. You got to live on your belly or on all fours. So I think what I know, because I bought the barge terminal and I have been invaded, I have been assaulted 2 days after I got the deed, August the 1st, 2006. 2 days. On August the 3rd, here they came. You can't use it, this and that. They forgot to buy it. They shouldn't have bought it to start, but they shouldn't have bought the island. Of course they shouldn't. C.D. Scottsboro shouldn't. But see, this has been going on in one of our legislative delegations, man, I understand, since 2000. So what I think happened is when they saw that property was available, our gambling czars in our legislative delegation spotted that right there. I bought it trying to bring industry in. Had no idea. But there it is, folks. That's election 2010 in the state of Alabama. Side note. Would this be the biggest under the table payday for our legislative delegation? The mafia, the bosses. We're going to put it through the Senate in Alabama. We're going to get it on the ticket. We're going to elect a governor that's for gambling. We're going to tell the people that it's going to raise a lot of revenue through taxing it. And oh, by the way, it'll be the biggest under the table that any of these legislative delegations have ever thought about. It'll pour money into their pockets or whatever, wherever they put it. It's too much to put in your pocket for years. And a guy that's up here gets his paycheck for $250, runs down here and going to triple it where he can take it home and buy his wife a present. And when he gets home, he comes home in a cab because he lost all of his money. He didn't even have cab money to get home. Then they get a divorce and the kids haven't got clothes and school and all that. But the guys under the table, a little handful, the us group, they've got what they plan to do. We're being attacked by the Philistines, and we've got to slay Goliath. We have to do that. So there'll be other videos that I'm going to show you, and there'll be things that have been done. I'm going to ask the people out here in our community. I'll give you a telephone number. We'll have a couple of lines that you can call in if there's anything about the current situation of the people and what has happened over the last 25 years in our communities. We'll have a line for you to call in for us to talk about and investigate. I'll tell you what, if we, the people of Northeast Alabama, if we can't defeat the legislative delegation, if we can't defeat them on their record, we're the biggest fools on the planet Earth. And I don't know how big the universe is, but we'd be ranking in the top 2 in the universe. Come get you a stone and go to work. It's going to be a working thing. I think who I'm talking to and who I represent and who I am is working middle class America. Now, if we're going to claim to be working middle class Americans, today's October the 1st. Work till November the 2nd to slay Goliath. We start right here. Then we're going to slay some more. But if we're too lazy and all we want to do is sit around and watch television and do all of that kind of stuff that we've done for the last 25 years, this is opportunity. This is our opportunity. Come get your stones and go to work. There'll be things on the website that you can print out and take to your neighbors. I know that everybody's not internet savvy and doesn't have it in their house. But I'm not going to print up a bunch of signs. I'm not going to do anything like that on any of this. This right here is our medium. And we'll have a newspaper that'll talk about some things that you can print out and you can carry to your neighbor. And this is going to be a neighbor to neighbor. Working middle class to working middle class. How many of us are there? Do we have? I mean, we may be becoming an extinct generation. They may start putting us in some kind of park. I guess it'd be better than trying to run around here, run 4 or 5 businesses without being able to get a bank loan or grow your business. Put me in a park might be the place I need to be. Put a fence around it. It's opportunity time, I think. So I'm going to give you some things on the website that I'm going to ask you to do. Maneuver around it. Got a telephone number if you have any problems. They'll be published there and you can call. But it's just a month. My daddy always said you can stand on your head for a month. So let's get them.